Hello, everybody. I'm a practicing therapist and a doctoral student of psychology. Today, we're going to talk about signs you are a rare and exceptional type of man. I made the version for ladies as well. Don't know which I'm going to post first, but I'll let you know they're going to be back to back. The research is going to be in the description box, but some of this is not necessarily research, but also statistics. A lot of this is going to be based in the United States, so please keep that in mind. But this video is not to offend anyone. Both of them can be a little triggering, both the ladies and the male version. I'm just trying to share information, and I think somebody requested this. And normally when I make these types of videos, I make both a male and female version. I believe the male one was requested, but both is there for you to look at. Take everything I say with a grain of salt, and we're going to go ahead and jump right in. So the first one is actually that you regulate your emotions, okay? There are some studies, there are quite a bit, but the one I looked at shows that over half of men struggle to regulate their emotions, and unfortunately close to 20% of men actually struggle to regulate their emotions to the point of risk-taking, which causes harm to himself and others. This one actually hit pretty close to me. Home for me as a therapist, because I think some of you guys know I specialize in anger management. A lot of my patients struggle with anger, and this is something that I see a lot. A lot of men who they struggle to regulate their emotions, and they feel that the only safe emotion for them without realizing it is anger. Like, they're not allowed to feel disappointment. This is what they feel. They're not allowed to feel happiness. And actually, a lot of them are not even allowed to feel anger. They feel like that. And so it bottles up a lot. And then it explodes in this even more stronger form of anger, and then they get reprimanded. And so a lot of men are really afraid to even look into their emotions to see how to regulate it, which is why I think this is uncommon, that a man does know how to regulate their emotions, his emotions, because it's hard to challenge society and say that I can have emotions, because men are reprimanded for emotions in a lot of different ways. We see it a lot, right? If a man cries, he gets picked on. If he gets angry, now he's a violent individual. If whatever he does, he's just not allowed. But if he's stoic, now he's unemotional and he doesn't care and he doesn't want commitment or love or whatever it is. So a lot of men feel very boxed in. And so I'm not trying to discredit that at all. I'm just looking at the research. If you're a man who's working on regulating your emotions and you think you're doing pretty good at it, likely you're pretty exceptional, which is good on you, okay? The next one might be a little triggering. It's a physical attribute, and I put a physical one in for the ladies as well, so I'm not just picking on you gentlemen here, okay? If you are taller or shorter than 5'9" in the United States, you are exceptional. Taller or shorter, 5'9" is the average, okay? I think a lot of men would prefer to be taller. I made a video on that. But if you are taller than 5'9", you are exceptional. Same with shorter, either way, okay? It does depend. I believe in the Midwest, people are a little bit taller. My partner is about I think he's 5'11" actually, 5'10", 5'11", and he's from the Midwest originally. And from what he's told me, he's actually average or sometimes even shorter in the Midwest. I don't know how true that is, but I believe in the Midwest it's a little different. But in the United States, on average, 5'9" is the average, okay? So either direction, that means you're exceptional or rare, okay? The next one is a financial attribute, okay? Or a financial aspect, sorry. If you have less than $6,000 of credit card debt or more, you are exceptional based on recent data in the United States, okay? The average person of credit card debt is $6,000 for both male and female. Male is a little bit more, but it's like $100 more. So basically, both male and female, the average is around $6,000 of credit card debt, which is shocking because I didn't even know that until I read this. This is new for me. And if you have less than that, probably what's better for you, I don't work in finance, so it's up to you. You're exceptional, also more, okay? The next one is actually you tend to be selective with the people that you connect with, both physically and emotionally. You tend to, it doesn't mean that you're a loner, so that's not what I'm saying, even though some people like to be alone, and I appreciate that. But you're just more independent, and you're more selective with who you open up to, who you trust, who you connect with, who you let in, who you get into a relationship with. You're very selective, and there's research on this that a lot of men also who tend to do this, both male and females do tend, if they are a little bit more specific about who they pick in their relationship, within reason, they do tend to have longer lasting marriages as well. So this is good. Being selective is beneficial to you as a man, and it's beneficial to your future partner, children if you want. It just helps you out also with that marriage aspect. So that's something, okay? The next one is if you feel that you are somebody who you analyze things before making assumptions or decisions. I made a video completely on that if you're a deep thinker. But basically, if you are somebody who thinks very deeply, you are likely someone who's rare and exceptional, okay? This is something that we talked about in another video, so I'm not going to clarify that too much here. But a lot of times, how you know that this is something that you can attribute to yourself, you analyze before making assumptions. A lot of times, you might know things a little bit ahead of other people, in the sense you're able to connect different types of aspects from other people and make connections. Sometimes it means that you may have an assumption on somebody and you're not really sure where that assumption is coming from, or you feel like other people may not understand you. Other people might think, oh, this person is a great person, and for some reason you have a feeling that maybe they're not such a great person, or you see them in a different light. People might even reprimand you for thinking that way. But in the long run, maybe a couple years down the line, you realize that you were right. These are some of those traits that you might be somebody who's actually a deep thinker, exceptional, and very rare as a man. It's a good trait, but sometimes you might feel a little bit alone because of that. And so I hope that you know, a lot of you folks who are watching this video, you probably fit in that same category. So maybe in the comment section, supporting each other might be beneficial as well, okay? The next one is you actually make more or less than $66K a year in the United States for men above 25. It's a little different below 25, and it's harder to pinpoint that one. Above 25, even more so if you're like 30, 40s. If you make more than 60K or less, you are exceptional. A lot of men want to make more, and I think it's, the economy is challenging in general. It's been for a while. I don't know much about that, but I know that everyone's struggling. They're trying their best. And so a lot of people want to make more money. And so obviously, if you make more, I think that would be beneficial for you. It's up to you to decide. If you make more or less than 66K a year, you are a rare or exceptional man in the United States if you're above 25, okay? The next one is you are self-aware. This one is something that's very uncommon, but there's benefits to being self-aware. You being a self-aware man, it can be a little challenging because you might not fit in with a lot of people, and I can appreciate that. However, what ends up happening is you may also draw people in who are also self-aware, who want to learn from you because you're modeling that behavior as well. And so you may know this trait because you may not have a lot of people in your corner initially, but as time goes on, you build strong connections because you are somebody who you believe is self-aware, which is a good trait, okay? The next one is that you have green eyes. In the United States, when I was looking at the data, green eyes is one of the more uncommon eyes, particularly emerald green, I believe, but you guys can double check. Green eyes tends to be something that is a little more uncommon, rare and exceptional, which I think is very interesting. I think green eyes are really pretty. And the last one is if you have platinum blonde hair or ginger or strawberry blonde, these are naturally, natural hair colors. This is actually a very rare and exceptional characteristic. Now, of course, within reason, there are different hair colors and eye colors that can be developed due to medical issues. We're not necessarily talking about that. I'm also not a medical doctor, and so I'm not going to touch on any of these things too much, but these are some of the attributes that shows that you are a rare and exceptional type of man. I hope this video was helpful to somebody. Please like, subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.